Regardless, I am going to have Michaela Spalding on the show, aka Mickey, aka at Mickey Spalding underscore.
You got to do something about that underscore.
So essentially, if you don't know who she is, which you probably don't, except for your Bucket Mike.
Yeah, right.
I met her at the winter meetings. Pretty cool person, and we've kept in touch. She'll probably be on here throughout the show, and I just like to bring her on this week and just talk to her.
Like Kanye,
just about regular stuff.
Kanye.
And I think it'll be pretty insightful for people listening. So why don't we go ahead and give her a call, Geddes?
We shall.
You like that?
I like that.
Yeah, let's call her.
Hello.
What's up?
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. Pretty good.
Awesome. So, what's going on?
You need to introduce yourself. Duh.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so, just say something about me, I guess? And...
Geddes wants you to say something about yourself.
Yeah, tell the people who you are.
Okay. My name's Michaela Spalding, obviously. I go by Mickey, though. College kid. Got 2 majors I'm working on. I finish up in May. And, I'm a bartender right now for my job.
Get that money.
Baseball. Yes, big time.
You sound like an overachiever. That's not what we're about over here.
No, not at all.
I try to be, but it doesn't really come off that way, probably. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of me.
What's your majors? I'm curious.
One of them is sports communications, and then the other one is marketing with psychology.
Interesting. Okay.
That's different.
That is.
Yeah.
You're gonna go all psychoanalyze us now.
Yeah.
If you haven't already.
Trying to read your
she's
interpersonal
cracked our code.
communication. Yeah.
Man, so yeah, hey, nice talking to you again.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad you came onto the show. And I just felt, obviously we met up at the winter meetings and such.
I was gonna ask.
See if maybe we could get a little quick interview with you, see what's going on.
Yep. Yeah, no, like that, it's crazy. Like ever since winter meetings, I'm still talking to some people, so I'm excited to be on here. This is cool stuff, so.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's something that stood out too. Like, it was just weird because, like, obviously Ryan, my counterpart from North Shore 9, also was there with me. We've been talking about going to winter meetings for so long. And then, what was it, like 2 weeks beforehand? Like, people just started tweeting at it and just, like, connecting before, like, the meetings even happened. And that's how, obviously, we met you.
Yeah.
They even had the app, and you're seeing people on the app and such. And it is weird how, like, you just met people. You weren't even at the meetings yet.
Yeah, and my thing was, of course, because you don't want to show up somewhere where, like, hi, I don't know anybody. So
right.
I was there looking up everything I could because I had no idea what was going to go on there, and so I added everybody and their dog to my Twitter hoping that I could make some connections, and so when I got there it wasn't awkward.
Right. No, that's cool though.
It was a smart move apparently because everybody else did it too, so
right.
Great minds tend to think alike.
Yes.
True, and that's why you and I don't think alike.
No, that's why I wasn't at the
because my mind's greater.
Yeah, whatever.
So, anyways, but yeah, let me ask you some questions here and everything. Obviously, so I know you touched a little bit about this because Geddes wanted to know.
I like to hijack things.
But why don't you tell us a little about yourself? And obviously, go ahead and this is your opportunity. Go ahead and plug everything that you're doing at this time.
Oh, okay, so like I said, I'm a double major here at Central. I am huge, obviously, into baseball. I guess that's no shocker to anybody, but I'm usually doing stuff with the team here. I'm writing sports stories, doing radio broadcasting for Mid-Missouri. I'm also a graphic designer, so I'm doing game day graphics, making our NAI team look like pros if I can, and
nice.
putting it online, doing Twitter, stuff like that, interviewing coaches. But when I'm not doing that, because it's obviously free, I am a bartender at a motorcycle bar here in town.
Oh, okay.
And,
interesting crowd, I bet.
Oh, yeah. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow working because it's Valentine's Day, and I just don't know what I'm going to get. But,
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Oh, man. mean, it gets interesting every time, and then, but then I look in the tip bucket, and I'm sitting there going, all right, get through it. Okay. It's okay. But, yeah, besides that, I'm 21 years old. Play
Party.
ball. Yeah.
Party. Pound the drinks.
Oh, no way. I'm not even good. I'm not even a good drinker, honestly. I can't even. I try.
Neither is
You
Dinardo
get
when it
there.
comes to liquor. And Dinardo is good at drinking everything else but liquor.
Yeah, no,
Which really narrows it down. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really not the way to say it. Good at drinking everything but liquor. That gives you one thing to drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm the kind of person that when they say like you are what you eat or whatever, like literally that's me. So if I drink and do whatever, I'm gonna feel like crap for like a week. So I'm terrible at it, but
Don't worry, you got to keep drinking
That's
and
right.
build your
You
tolerance.
got time
up.
to practice.
Yeah.
get through it. Just get through it.
Yeah, you'll
Everybody, and then you have a hangover. They're like, you just gotta drink another beer. I'm like, how?
That's really all you have to do is drink another
I can't even look at a beer
Nah,
right
yeah.
now.
That's
gotta
my
do it.
issue too.
You got to do it. You got to do it.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, besides that, played volleyball collegiately for 3 years. I'm 6'1".
Are you really 6'1"? Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's. I think if I put that all together, I'm from Arkansas. You can probably hear it in my accent.
Arkansas.
Arkansas. Yes, but shoot, I think that's it. I think that's all I can say about it. So yeah.
Why don't you go and plug your Twitter handle? Speaking of making connections.
Oh, it is Baseball Mickey with the little. I don't even know what that's called. What would you put it?
A tilde?
Tilde.
I don't know.
Like the little dash that hangs at the bottom of the
Underscore,
Underscore.
right?
underscore. Duh,
Dab.
yeah.
Dab.
It's baseball Mickey underscore.
There you go.
So you need to find out who has the actual name without the underscore and try to see if you can muscle them out the Twitter handle.
Yeah, I was like, who has that name? And I looked it up later, and it didn't even come up anything. And so I was like,
Really?
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like, I've been on Dinardo's Dugout, so I need that name now.
yeah, I'm gonna be exactly.
And they'll laugh at you.
See that? Yeah.
So that's cool. Obviously,
Yeah.
you're doing a lot.
Yes.
And that's something, I mean, obviously, think about 21 years old.
Mm.
Most 21-year-olds are on the couch.
Yeah.
I know I was
Smoking
a lot
a
of
bowl.
times. Yeah, that too.
Yeah. She's ambitious. We like
So
that.
that's cool. You don't see that a lot of younger people.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
God,
have-
I just said that.
Yeah, and
I want to
Dinardo's
shoot
old.
myself.
He's
I'm
old.
going to shoot myself.
Younger people. He just said younger people.
End my life.
Yeah.
Oh man. So no, that's really cool though. So my next question:
Mhm.
why baseball?
Well, actually, I guess it's a cool story. I always look back on it whenever I realize this is going to be probably a hard little venture I go on. It'll be worth it. But, so yeah, I was about a year ago, I was a marketing director for a local chain bank. And, at 21 years old, to be a marketing director, that's just so cool in itself. I was making more money than most people do. Well, a lot more money than a 21-year-old should be making, and
Right.
but I didn't realize it, but I didn't enjoy it. I don't like I don't like selling something, getting people's money kind of thing. I'm not into that. And long story short, I was working, and my dad he works out on the East Coast, and he said, "Hey, take a week and a half off. Let's go up east and let's go see the Orioles." That's my favorite team. So
Oh, okay.
and so I was like, heck yeah. So I remember we were sitting there and just talking about life because my dad travels so much out of the year, I barely see him. So we were just catching up and we're watching the game, and we're sitting there talking about the job and everything. And I looked at this girl down on the field, and she was, throwing the T-shirts, and she was making sure all the events were good. She was doing sideline reporting. I mean, she was doing it all. And I remember looking at my dad going, oh my gosh, I would love to do that. Because I like what I'm doing now, but, I like to be somewhere. I mean, who's mad at a baseball game kind of thing? Like,
Right.
Who gets mad at a baseball game? And so I don't know if it was just something, I just always been happy in a park. And so I said, yeah, that'd be so cool to do. And he said, you could do it. And I laughed at him. And I said, oh, no, there's no way. 2 weeks later, I got in contact with somebody from the PBEO office. And yeah, that's how it started. I just think that I like doing what I'm doing now, but I really love the game and I love being in stadiums. So I think I'd be.
So that's really cool. So it was almost like a little bit of fate, huh?
Yeah, it was. It just, my dad called it like a Hail Mary moment, because he's like, we have talks all the time like that. That was one of those talks I was like, oh wow, this might actually be something. So,
right.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
I like stories like that.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, and it'll be something like, I'll always remember that moment kind of thing, and so I'm glad that it happened the way it did. So that's, yeah.
Don't settle for this idea of what people tell us life is supposed to be. Venture outside of it.
There you go.
Exactly.
Get out of banking.
Yes. Don't.
Not that I know what that is. I don't.
Yeah. For anybody that's in the corporate world and you hate it, man, get out of that shit.
A friend of mine said it's not that fun.
And my thing is, like, sucks. I'm young, so I want to go after this dream I have until I, because I got nothing holding me back now. And one day there will be. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hold on to this when I can, do what I can, and see where it goes.
Same thing I try to explain to my little brother.
That's great advice. Honestly.
You got time at this age. Use the time that you have now to start and do what you got to do. Because by the time you're freaking 48 like Dinardo, then you'll be like, I've already set up with the stuff that I need to do. So, yeah, I like it. Hopefully people listen to this and they understand that, look, you get what you want and do what you want to do.
Right?
Exactly.
And it's never too late.
Exactly. And you got one life.
Yeah.
So why as well make the best of it? Because, I mean, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? You're going to keep doing the same thing you've been doing? Okay, like, then you can do that whenever you fail at the one thing that you tried, but you got to still try.
Right?
I like it.
And honestly, I mean, your situation, 21 years old, you're already a marketer at a bank. Like, you had that experience. This fails, you can always fall back and hate your life later.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Enjoy your life now and hate it later.
Maybe that, like maybe 30. I don't know. Maybe I'll start hating life. I don't know. I haven't decided.
There you go.
Try your best. Try your best to not hate it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and since you're both hijacking all my questions, the next one was, who's your favorite baseball team? Clearly, we found out it's the Orioles now.
It is the Orioles.
but part two of that as well. Who is your favorite player? And heck, tie it all in. Why is the Orioles your favorite? And of course, who's your favorite player?
So Orioles are probably my favorite because when I was 18, I started really liking. That's why I guess started really liking baseball, really liking sports in general. And before I came to Central, my dad was like, okay, let's just go knock some off the list. So we went to Miami, we went to Tampa Bay, we went to Baltimore, DC, Cincinnati, Cleveland, I can't remember, obviously St. Louis, Kansas City, but long story short, they all had their different things. Like I liked Cincinnati because it was like more family oriented. You saw like the little kids, tons of little kids, like cheaper, and it was awesome, and then that atmosphere in itself was great. But whenever I went to Camden Yards, it was crazy. I don't know how to explain it. It was, first of all, that park is amazing, so just being there was great. But then I guess the reason for the team and everything is once we went there, I've been there probably 8 times, so I've watched the players, and we go there all the time. Like I said, I don't know, saw my first home run ever like there, so I guess that would probably be and I don't like when people like teams just because they're good. I wanted to find
hashtag Jacksonville Jaguars.
Exactly. And so I was like, I'm gonna find a team that I like because I like their passion and everything, and then be the ride or die, be the Cubs fan.
Right.
You might have lots of wins, but you still stick around, and so when it does happen, you can be like, oh well, I wasn't bandwagon, so whatever.
You're there for the whole thing.
Exactly. And it was my dad's favorite team, so I definitely picked that. But I guess like player wise, my favorite player, does it have to be from the Orioles or just like a person in general?
You can say no. You can say Noah Syndergaard. It's cool. It's okay.
No, but because I guess I would have to say, now that I'm understanding the game more, because I remember when I was like 18, I was like, oh my God, Bryce Harper. Because he came out, when we went to the park, we went to DC, I was, the walkout songs, which is like one of my favorite things about going to a game. I don't know why I get so hyped up, but I just love it. But, who was, Bryce Harper, he came out to Boyfriend by Justin Bieber, and I swear to God, the entire stands, all these girls were just screaming bloody murder, and I was like, oh my god, I love him. But then he turned out to be really...
which included you, obviously.
Oh yeah, for sure. My dad looked at me and rolled his eyes, and my brother was at the time, I think he was like 10 years old, and he was just like, oh my gosh, sis. And so yeah, but and now he's good, so I can kind of say that. But that's who it was for. I guess it's so hard to pick. But I guess in general, it would be Mike Trout.
Oh, Mike Trout.
Yeah, because I honestly think that he might become or is becoming one of the best MLB guys around, for sure.
I mean, if he keeps this up, I mean, he could be the greatest ever.
And he doesn't get any... I feel like he gets no love compared to other players like Bryce Harper. He doesn't get, like, the amount of wow factor. But then you look at all of his stuff, and you're just like, dang. Holy crap. So,
you make a pretty good point. I could see that. I mean, I think he gets the love as far as, like, in the baseball world. But Bryce Harper, I think, is the much more marketable person.
Yes.
And he's the one out there in all these commercials where, you know, you see him at Head and Shoulders and T-Mobile, and there's Mike Trout for a Subway commercial. And you're like,
well,
who really cares about Subway these days?
Yeah, well, it makes sense considering the fact that the dude did come out to Justin Bieber, so he's obviously a marketing genius.
Yeah,
exactly. That was the first thing my dad said, because he was like, damn, that was smart.
Right.
He's got them locks flowing where Trout's got the head shaved. And,
yeah, it's definitely pretty genius.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, really, your favorite player should have been. Yeah,
Andrew McCutcheon.
But no, that's cool. Yeah. So Bryce Harper, Mike Trout. I mean, you really can't go wrong with them two.
Exactly, and I really liked a couple years ago. I liked Jose Fernandez too, because I saw him the year he got Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were there for it. I mean, we were in Miami when. So yeah, that was one of them too, for sure. But yeah, I can't really decide between those three, I guess. But I can't do it. Can't decide.
All right.
I really thought she was gonna go with Noah Syndergaard.
What, Sondergrad?
It's okay though.
It's okay. It's cool.
There you go. Well, just get back to the winter meetings. Like I said, I mean, you and I, obviously, that's where we met officially. Clearly, we were there for different reasons. You were there seeking employment. I was there being a jag-off, doing who knows what, trying to score an interview or such, which we did.
Yeah.
But you know, with you being there, I know it was your first time there, obviously, just like myself. What was your overall experience of it?
Coolest, most stressful week of my life.
Okay.
That would be probably how I would put the whole thing together. It was one of the most. I mean, I was sitting by people talking trades with like Korea and all kinds of stuff, and I mean, you never knew who you were sitting by, and then you start listening. It was just insane. It was insane. That's probably the best term to put with it. It's insane.
Just insane.
Yeah. I
mean, it makes a lot of sense. There was, like I said, we were there for different reasons. So you obviously being stressed out, you're there trying to land a job. You know, interview, I'm sure, having to cheese it up with everyone. Meanwhile, I was there for no reason. Not at all. You know, nothing really stressed me out. I'm just there taking in everything, having a fun time. So, you know, that's why I was interested in wondering, you know, obviously the aspect of what the meetings are about. They're there. It's the minor league event. It's not major league.
Yeah.
You know, it's there. I mean, there's hundreds of people there.
Yeah.
You know, actually, what was the final count? Did you know? Was it like 800 people?
Yeah, well, I mean, just alone for job seekers, it was a total of 800. There was 600 and I think 80 men, and then there was maybe like 120 women.
Sausage
that
fest.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sausage.
Yeah.
Eggs, bacon, grits, sausage.
So,
but yeah,
Did you land a job?
I did.
Hey!
Yay! Yeah, I had 16 interviews.
Wow. See, stressful.
Yeah, that was, and just in that, I don't know if you guys, have you guys like heard about the process and how that goes?
No, not really. Inside us.
So, oh yeah, so there's like the bottom floor of the Gaylord National, which is the size of a small mall.
Yeah, right.
Huge. Holy crap. And so it was when we get there? Sunday. Yeah, so Sunday morning, 7 a.m. Doors open. So that means you go in this room, like I said, that is just huge, and it's got job postings everywhere. And if you don't make the time, or you aren't seen, how do I put it? You have to get there first. It's first come, first serve.
Delete.
So we're getting there, running in, oh my God, looking for jobs. You would take, I think I took 100 resumes with me, and then you would write the number of the job you would want, put it in the box, and then you'd basically pray.
See, once again, overachiever.
Wow. That's crazy.
But it was nuts, and it would do that for 3 days. So some people would be like, oh, I'll job post on a Tuesday, or I'll do this, and this, or this interview didn't go good. So, and then the time that you had filled was these business of baseball workshops, things like that. And so anyways, we'd get down there, and I got an interview because I had a guy trip me down the elevator or escalator.
Wait, what?
To get to, we were both going for the same slot, and they just announced that it was open. And I was walking down the elevator, or escalator, good Lord. And guys, I had all my bags with me. He straight up tripped me. My resumes, everything flew everywhere. Just really weird how it worked out, because the one place that I didn't get an interview that I really, really wanted, which was the AA for the Giants, the guy that was the owner picked up my resume, saw what happened, and said, I'll interview you 8 o'clock tonight at the bar here.
Yay!
I was like, okay.
Score.
Yeah, that worked out perfectly.
Yeah, and then, so you just go, and I mean, interviews could be anywhere from like a room to some random spot on the floor on 5th floor, to the bars across the street, to the bar in the hotel. I had more interviews, I think, in a bar than I had.
Wow, swag.
That's my kind of interview.
Right?
Yeah, it was good. It was cool. And you didn't even know who you were talking to at the time, but you'd have to pretend like you did so that you could maybe land a job with that person. But
Why do you have to lose? You're living in poverty.
yeah, it was insane. But I was so thankful, because Tuesday I declared where I was going, and so I didn't have to go to the next day. And I was like, thank you, God.
Wow.
So,
I can't believe he tripped you.
yeah, no, he was.
Something tells me he landed a job with the Cardinals.
But we have some bad hombres here.
You know what's so? You guys don't like the Cardinals much, do you? Huh?
I respect them. I do. I'll tell you what, though, their fans are, to me, quite annoying.
I used to be one of them, so I understand.
Yeah, I can see.
That's the closest thing to us. So yeah, we're die hard.
Right?
Believe me.
No, I find it, and not everyone can relate to this, but I do find they're very similar to a lot of Gator fans. And
yeah.
TJ, who was on the show, I mean, he made that correlation, and it was spot on. But obviously, you have to probably live around Gator Nation, Florida Gators, to get that and understand the Cardinal Nation as well. But they seem to be pretty obnoxious, that whole baseball heaven thing and the Cardinal way, and I'm like, you guys just got caught like cheating majorly right now.
Right.
That's the Cardinal way.
No, that's bad. Yeah, that was bad.
Right.
I had an instructor she literally took a day. I'm not even playing. That day that happened, and they lost their top picks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
My teacher literally canceled class.
Are you serious?
So bad. Oh my God.
Believe me.
So mad.
Wow.
Yeah, that's funny. I think it is like you said. People are crazy here.
You have bad judgment.
Yeah, they are.
But then I'm close to Kansas City too, so I don't know. It's pretty crazy there too. Those are they're loyal though, so yeah, they're not even maybe as bad as but they don't have the fan base I guess that Cardinals have. But yeah.
Well, right, true. Yeah, I mean they haven't been winning as long as the Cardinals have. And this thing, I mean, I respect the Cardinals. They have a good front office. They do things right most of the time. Obviously, you take out the cheating part, but they're a very sound organization. And obviously, Kansas City, they've been losing a lot. So, like you're saying, as far as the fan base goes, I mean, they're pretty loyal. It's much like the Pirates in that aspect. You've been losing that long, you're still a fan.
Another Pirates reference.
Then you're pretty damn loyal because you've stuck with them for that much. Losing, you deserve. Like you mentioned about the Cubs, you deserve that World Series. You stuck it out.
People were like, "Oh man, why are they canceling?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, you don't even understand. If you're a fan of a sport for that long, and you deserve it. There's been enough tears and like heartbreak games that you deserve those wins for sure.
Hashtag New York Knicks.
free, Oakley.
Don't mind me. I'm just a depressed sports fan over here. Don't mind me.
Oh, I understand it. Don't worry. I totally understand. Yeah.
Your team's that bad that a retired old ass player is dominating the headlines.
Yeah.
Charles Oakley.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Enough about me.
Oh, but it's all about you, Geddes.
Yeah, it is.
Geddes wants to talk Knicks.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to talk Knicks.
But yeah, no. I don't know, that guy that tripped me on the thing. I don't know if he ever got a job because I still see him tweeting, and he puts his resume online. So
you even know who he is?
Yeah. No, I know him personally, I guess, a little bit. So yeah,
that is messed up.
They go out. It's out for blood.
So he deliberately tripped you.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
I respect his moxie.
Oh yeah, I respect it. Honestly, it was crazy, and I know that's not the first or last time that happened. Like, people were trying to run into the elevator, they would shut the door on them. It was, my favorite was they had to get security for the job posting room because people were like trying to erase other people's names.
Damn.
So yeah.
Savage.
You know, next year I'm gonna mess with a bunch of people.
Yeah, I would be
especially since I'm not part of it. Like, I'm just gonna go there and just start doing all this stuff. Now they know these inside tricks.
You know, it's funny.
I'm gonna start messing with people. I don't like you. There goes your name.
I'll just look at them and be like,
you want to take this outside? Because I think they can bring cameras outside.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'm gonna have to beat the brakes off of you.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Catch me outside. How about that?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man. Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, I know this is the one thing that was very eye-opening to me when I went there. So again, my first time. I talked about on the podcast when I was in DC. Clearly, you just mentioned it, but you know, it just seemed like when I was there, everyone just came out of the same cookie cutter. Obviously, like you mentioned, you put the numbers out there, but I noticed everyone's predominantly a white male. They all looked exactly the same. And here's me, you know, I'm just like, if I'm going, I've been to interviews, and I'm going to interview, I want to see like what makes you stand out.
Right.
Exactly.
Everyone there was the same person. So listen, with that being said, you're clearly a female. I look at that as an advantage, and I want to ask you, I mean, why do you think that gives you an advantage being a female in this industry?
I definitely think it gives me an advantage. I guess there's lots of disadvantages, but for sure the reason that I think it is an advantage, I guess, is because, like I said, I stick out. The fan base for women is growing crazy. Like, right. they even said it. And when I had interviews and I feel like there's too many women that are scared to get into this business because it is hard. I mean, and you have to go through a process, and it's not for the faint-hearted with some of the stuff. And so if you're willing to put in and you actually understand what's going on, they're wanting women. Like, they flat out say it. They're wanting but nobody's, knowing enough knowledge or whatever it is. So I feel like that's probably my biggest bet, is because, who do you see interviewing players? You see most of the time it's like women or whatever, and they need more of that. So I feel like right now at the time, everything's changing. I feel like in the aspect of the sports industry, that they're wanting women. So as long as you know what you're talking about, and I'm not even going to sit here and say I know it all, because I don't, but I do think my biggest advantage is that, okay, I know what's going on, what's expected, and I'm willing to work for it, and I think that's going to be the biggest advantage with me for sure. So.
Right. Yeah, and here's the thing, I can see it. Obviously, as you just mentioned right at the beginning of the show, all the stuff that you're doing. You obviously you're trying to hone this craft. You're trying to gain experience and everything. So I mean, you have to appreciate that. That's only going to better you. For one, that's how I look at it. You're exactly right. I mean, I feel baseball's trying to make many pushes in different areas. Obviously, the speed of the game and those rule changes that are kind of bogus that I see is part of it. But, they're trying to get more diverse. Clearly women, clearly, minorities. And again, when I was there, like it was all white male. And
you're completely right. And it was like insane to me. And the worst part is that like you said, they're looking for people that are different, and it's not the cookie cutter thing anymore.
Right.
So half of the stuff there, prime example, you wanted a job with the Cardinals, unless you know Spanish, too bad.
I want to build the wall.
Like, you don't. Nope. You have to know Spanish to get into those jobs, and so it was there. San Francisco, Rangers, all of them said you must speak fluent Spanish. And I remember seeing there was like 3 Hispanic people in this entire thing, and they were just, I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh.
It's crazy.
If I would have known Spanish, I could have, and see, they're looking for it, and they couldn't even fill the spots. Those 3 people probably filled it and didn't even, you know? And I mean,
no time like the present.
Exactly. And who plays in baseball? We have so many Dominican players, things like that, and why aren't we having more people? I don't know.
Right.
Yeah,
no, you're 100% accurate. 100%. And that's why, I mean, I like it. I think it's great for you. And the fact, like I said, you're not just there because, you know, hey, I'm a woman, so get me in.
Yeah, I'm a woman, hire me now.
You're also putting in the work. So, yeah. I mean, definitely just keep on doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I can say, I don't know this firsthand, but I could attest. My friend Ryan, he worked in Fresno for the Giants AAA team.
Yeah.
There was a woman there who they all made fun of because she didn't know jack shit. Not going to mention any names, but if you know your history, you can probably piece the pieces.
I know who it is.
She then worked for Boston. Not going to say any names, but she didn't know anything. And here's the thing. So I met up with some of his friends, and they all kind of attested the same thing.
Wow.
So I mean, that's a difference. You know, you give them that advantage. You know, you are the minor. You are something different. Baseball needs change, and if you're putting in the work, I mean, geez, it's, to me, like I said, that's an advantage.
There's not very many female commentators in MLB, are there?
Not really.
No.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
I've looked them up.
Well, especially commentators. I don't know of any.
So there's
there's like
type or anything.
You know, the field reporters and stuff like that, but no one like in the booth.
Oh wow. Oh, that's interesting.
Which I mean, they even have that for football. So
Right.
I mean, if they're gonna do that for football and hockey, because I know hockey has it too, then what the heck? Oh, basketball too. I mean,
Yeah.
Doris Burke.
Everything. And
Love
and
Doris Burke.
I don't know about hockey, but even football and NBA have female refs.
Yep.
Right.
You know, like you see these other people,
NFL has
and this is
female
exactly
coaches.
why baseball's falling behind the times. It ain't that they need someone on second base in the overtime, in extra innings.
No.
You know, it's that they need to get with the times.
Yeah.
It's so much of the the old school big the old boys club.
Right.
Oh,
They need to get rid of this old blood, get this new blood in here, and change baseball that way. That's what's going to draw.
Big baseball.
That's what's going to draw baseball fans.
Make baseball.
And you're so right about like the whole I know Bob, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. I mean, prime example was the winter meetings with the cookie cutter people.
Yeah.
I promise you, 30% of the people I talked to were saying, "Oh yeah, well my dad played for." Oh, my dad played for. I went, oh, so.
That's supposed to be your end.
And I'll tell you what, maybe a part of this whole thing too, because I'm originally from Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Put that out there. I'm from a town that just prides themselves on this is how we've been doing it for 70 years, and why should we change? Well, why should you change? You're a depressed town. Everyone's broke. Your population decreases by 3% every year. This is why you need to change. And because you're not changing, if you're not changing ahead of the curve and you're behind the curve, then this is what happens. And this is what's happening in baseball. They've gotten behind the curve. They've been so stubborn for all these years. It's tradition. Well, guess what? That whole stance has got you to the point where, damn, we need to do something. And now you're putting all these drastic changes. Let's put a guy on second base in extra innings.
I like it.
I could just. Oh my gosh! There's a couple things that have just been happening lately like that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, with the commissioner, I'm just not a fan. But it's cool. It's fine. It's fine.
Nope.
So,
I don't want to see shit.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. I'm from a small town in Arkansas, so I could tell you all day about that stuff. But
right.
Yeah. But yeah, so.
So let me ask you this. So clearly, as you mentioned, you got a job. So what are you most looking forward to with the beginning of your minor league career with the Brewers?
I am the most looking forward to. I love traveling. I love seeing new things, so I'm excited to go out there. They're putting me at their rookie, which is in Helena, Montana. So it's gonna be like 24-hour drive from here. Helena, Montana, exactly.
Helena, Montana.
Exactly. Yeah.
Man, you're talking about Arkansas. Now you're going to Montana.
Right.
I know. So they're going to send me out there, and I'm going to do it all. And that was why I picked them, is they said, hey, we want, we would love to take you back to, like, they were so kind, and they said, we'll let you see it all, because I told them what, everything I wanted to do, and they'll say, yeah, one day we'll have you in baseball ops. One day we'll have you in broadcasting. One day, things like that. So I'm excited to...
That's awesome. So you're really going to get, like, a very broad experience this year.
Yes.
What's the role specifically? Like...
The actual job I got was a community relations and broadcasting assistant.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so in the description, I guess it's, online interviews, going to hospitals and we have a mastodon as our mascot, because you can't really... This beer isn't really
a... Power Rangers.
And so we bring the little woolly mammoth mastodon to the hospitals and all stuff. And I love that. I love dealing with people, so I like the social aspect of all that.
And you don't have to get money from them, so that's perfect. You don't have to sell them anything.
Exactly.
There you go.
And that's always an awkward topic anytime you bring up money. I don't want to... nope. So.
Well, I have a sales background, so I have no problem taking money from people. or robbing them, either.
That's why I'm poor.
You care too much. But yeah, that's what I'm most looking forward to. And they even told me whenever they were there, they were like, "This is gonna be the place you grow." And yeah, it's short season, but you'll learn so much here that will refer you to where you need to go next. And so they're kind of leading me in the
invaluable experience.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm pretty pumped.
And if you can do it in Montana, then you can do it anywhere.
Yeah, I keep getting, like, my friends, they'll send me random snippets or facts about Montana, and, like, 2 days ago I got one, and my friend Kristen said, hey, or not Kristen, Brink, he said, hey, did you know for every person there's 5 elk in Montana? So you're going, oh.
Wow.
Good.
Interesting.
Have fun.
It's gonna be a lot of elks at those baseball games.
Yeah.
Don't expect anyone coming up for a visit.
Exactly. And I tell my friends that I'm like, don't act like... I mean, we don't even have an airport, so I just want you to know.
Jeez, yo.
Coming on elk.
Oh my gosh, not even an airport. That's funny.
Yeah. Gosh, but it'll be fun. It'll be something, that's for sure. It'll be an adventure.
That's for sure. Well, I have a question I really want to ask right now. Because obviously you've been blessed. So how does it feel to be part of the Bucko Mike inner circle?
Oh my
And how much love do you have for my boy Bucko Mike? Because I'm sure he's dying to know. And Bucko Mike, if you're listening, I mentioned you, so there goes a plus onto my grade.
Oh. Oh man, Bucko Mike.
She's gonna evade this question.
Nope, ain't not gonna happen.
I saw him comment about your swing.
Oh man. Yeah, that was I don't even know how to say.
You're not evading this. I asked you a question.
He cracked me up. I love it, honestly. Last night, reading some of the stuff on there, I was in tears. Like, I think my roommates think I'm crazy, because I'll go on Twitter and just see, like, the stuff he just will send you guys, and I'm in tears laughing so hard. Like, the lyrical miracle crap. I can't. Oh, my gosh. That was funny in itself. So he cracks me up. I'm so blessed to be a part of that little.
that you are.
And there you go.
Yeah. Blessed. Hashtag
blessed. Hashtag blessed.
Yeah.
All right. Clearly, you don't want to talk too much on that. So. But no, last question. And again, I appreciate this. So, I want to know, who do you look up to the most, and ultimately, what is your end game and everything that you're trying to achieve right now? What is the dream of Mickey Spalding?
Man, so if I had to say, so if I had to look up to somebody, even though they're not in this field, it would be probably Erin Andrews, because she did a good job. Like, she picked a spot where there was multiple teams. She, she's the area's broadcaster, I guess. She's goofy, she's relatable, but yet she doesn't have the high pitched girly voice. I don't either. She's just good at what she does. I love her broadcasting style. I'd love to be like her.
Mm-hmm.
I just admire her. I think she's gorgeous inside and out, and an incredible reporter. So that would probably have to be the person I think I'd like admire the most in that aspect. But and of course, I think the end game for me would I would love to do what like Heidi Watney does. She gets to go on, down on the field, talk to players. She gets to talk to the GM. She gets to talk to, put her own opinions and things. I think that's always cool. I think it's always cool to have enough knowledge where you can do that. And like I said, I'm not there yet, but I'm trying to be. And so I'd love to be like a commentator or a sportscaster for MLB. That's definitely the dream, probably. So,
yeah. From what I hear, you're already ahead of the curve. Again, not naming any names, but
some of the greatest assets anywhere in the world.
Yeah. No. I mean, that's awesome. Hey, you can't go Erin Andrews, a Gator girl. So there's your Gator Cardinal. You're there in St. Louis nearby. I mean, you know what? You're about the same people.
What were they saying about you, Richard? What were they saying? I was like, oh, you Richard Sherman. Don't you ever put a sorry receiver like that on me.
That was... Yeah, I felt bad for her.
That was great. I felt great for her.
I know, right? That's exactly what she wanted.
She was so concerned. What did they say about you, Richard? I'm like, oh, Aaron.
Yeah. No, I just think that she's just good about... She's got that I'm one of the boys complex. I love that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she does.
And I think, like...
The problem is all the boys she hangs out with probably like her.
Yeah. No, but like her, I think her and Doris Burke in that they're not even close to being the same, but they have that same kind of. I'm one of the guys, like kind of like, oh, here, I actually understand what you're talking about.
Right.
And there's a lot of casters that are just like, and when it, oh my gosh, what did you do? I know it's about looks and all that sometimes because you're on TV, but you can tell sometimes that they're just.
Yeah, they're just ditzy. But I like Doris Burke. I like Sage Steele.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep. I love them too.
And just going back with Heidi Watney, I mean, right now she's in Arizona with the Indians, and I mean, doing a lot of stuff. She's really gotten big. She's really blown up.
Making shit happen.
Yep, and she is one of the people I looked on. Like I was watching ESPN, or I think it's Fox. I can't remember. And I was like, okay, yeah, like her, really like what she's doing. I want to do that. So yeah, for sure. So.
Awesome. Well, hey, that's all the questions I had really. Any last, anything you wanted to add in? Any last words or such?
I don't know. It was great to be on here. I think it's awesome. I love doing this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's it, I guess. Thanks for having me on here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I fully intend, obviously, if you don't mind, having you on. Let's get you back on here and there. We'll get some updates on the Montana life.
But here's the thing, though. You have, because this never happens. When you make it, don't act like you don't know who we are. Because if you do, I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna call you out on Twitter. What was that?
I said if I ever make it, I will shout you guys out for sure.
All right, good.
Shout us out of her life is what you meant.
I don't know who those two guys are. Lame.
She really said I'm going to shun you out.
Yeah, exactly.
No
Lame.
way.
Get out of here.
No, but yeah, this is great. So.
Awesome. Well, honestly, once again, I really appreciate it. It's been a great time.
Believe me.
And we will certainly have you back on. And until then, great luck to you, and I wish you the best.
Thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
Go get that money.
Yeah, will do.
Share it.
See y'all.
All right, we'll see you later.